Hi, my name is Regina Urban. I will be your instructor for Accounting 101 for the spring 2025 term. This is a 15-week online only or asynchronous class. There are no scheduled Zoom sessions, no classroom meeting times. It goes from January 13th, which is our first day, 2025, until May 3rd, 2025, the end of our term. This is our home page. When you come on here, you're going to see I have announcements. Okay, and this is the best way for me to get in touch with students as I have announcements. So for example, this is one that says Welcome to Accounting 101. And we have a lot of basic information on here for you. Okay, anything in blue like this is actually a course link. So when you click on that where it says course information, that'll take you to that area in our class. Make it a little easier for you to navigate and get around. Lots of links in here. Okay, I do want to mention there are no scheduled mandatory Zoom meetings, but I am having two this week. We have one here on Tuesday, January the 14th at 11 a.m. and another one January 15th at 3 p.m. Here's the Zoom link. You simply click on that. It'll take you to the meeting and I'll be signed in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be on there a minimum of 30 minutes. And if students have questions, I will stay on longer to accommodate that. Answer general questions, information about the class as you look around and get used to what's going on with the term and the class. Over here, I also have my information. I am a part-time or adjunct faculty member, so I do not have an office or an office phone. I do have my email address here. Simply click on the link and you can email me directly. Also, I will be happy to set up a Zoom session at a mutually agreed upon time based on your work schedule, my schedule, etc., to meet if you have questions, etc. Now, I will tell you a lot of times students have short questions, for example, about maybe a homework problem. They're a little confused about why something is done a certain way. I can go in and access your homework and see how you did something, and I can explain it in a couple sentences. Many times that's all it takes. If you would like to meet via Zoom, I'm happy to do that, but we'll have to set up a time ahead of time that works for both of us. Okay, so here are all of the announcements. And I generally post at least once a week. Well, I would say at least twice a week, the beginning of the week. This week, I have things like a course orientation video in the second announcement. When you click on this, it'll take you into a video like this. I have it posted twice in the announcement section as well as other areas like the course information for you to access. Okay, so always check the announcements for important information. They also go to your email, by the way. Okay, over here on the right, we also have some information about Connect. Okay, and again, this is my page, but you can go into your Connect section this way, and here's a calendar showing everything that's due right here. Okay, so keep an eye on that. All right, and here's a Zoom link also for our Zoom meetings that we have. I will have one or two other Zoom meetings throughout the term. Usually I have one the week of our first exam, which is week 5, and then one later in the term for the group. And if anybody wants to come, that's fine. And if no one shows up after half an hour, I sign off and end the meeting. So under content, when you click over here, there's all this area that comes up here on the left. So this first area is really important. It's called course information. This is all basic information. Here's that course orientation video that I'm going to put in here again. Instructor information, how to communicate with me. Here's our course schedule. I'd like to draw your attention to that. And what this is it shows everything we do each week and what's due. So for example, for the first week, generally everything is due on a Saturday, except for our discussion boards, and we have 2 of those. Everything else is due on a Saturday by 11:59 p.m. So our first week starts the 13th on Monday, it ends on Saturday the 18th. These are the things that are due. If you, for example, click on Chapter 1 course orientation or the course orientation quiz here, it'll take you directly to that assignment. Okay. We cover a chapter a week, except for week 7 and 8. We cover chapter 6 over 2 weeks. It's a little bit longer chapter. We do have spring break between the 9th and the 16th. Okay. So that's why there's a spring break. In the fall, if you were a fall student here at Del Tech, we don't have a break in the fall. We just have off like that Thursday, Friday for Thanksgiving. Okay. So that's a little bit different. The exam situation, we have total of 4 exams. First one's week 5, okay, and it's on the first 4 chapters. They are proctored exams. I do have an announcement about that. You want to read over that. You're going to have to download an extension. It basically locks you down. You can only get into your ebook and your calculator. You can't go on any other websites with your internet when you're taking the test or any quizzes online. Everything's done in Connect except for discussion boards. Okay, McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay, so that's the first exam. Second exam is going to be here in week 9, covering 2 chapters. We have a third exam here in week 12, covering 3 chapters. And then the last one is the last day of the class, May 3rd. That's due to May 3rd. Okay. The discussion boards that I mentioned, there are two. There's one here in week 5. And the reason I bring this up is the due date, you have to post an initial response to the information, and that has to be in by a Wednesday. And then all your responses to other students are due by the 15th, February 15th on this one, which is a Saturday. I have to have a Wednesday due date for the initial post or students don't have anything to respond to. They can't finish their work. Okay, the 2 discussion boards, week 5 and week 14. We have a project due. It starts being open week 6. It's due in week 9. Okay, I suggest you work on it over a course of a couple weeks. I will post an announcement showing you what the project looks like. It covers basically the entire first 4 weeks of our class, going over all the first 4 chapters. That's where we're assessing your knowledge of that. Here's our syllabus. Late policy and grading structure. I do want to mention, this is a college-wide business department late policy. Assignments submitted after the due date will be accepted for 5 days beyond the due date and will receive a 20% grade reduction. So in other words, you can submit it 5 days late, but you're going to go from like an A to a B, from 100% to 80%. If you don't submit after 5 days, you'll automatically receive a 0. I will go and enter a 0 in the grade book. Okay. You're supposed to request an extension before the assignment's due date. Okay. They're individually reviewed. This will affect your grade if you turn in work late. It will. Okay. So I'd like to call that your attention. I also wanted to call your attention, darn it, I got out of that section, how our grades are set up. The way the grades are set up here in this class, 50% for exams, okay, which are multiple choice here. We don't have any essays in this particular class. 20% for summative assignments, your project, your accounting cycle project that I mentioned earlier. There's a bank reconciliation project, which is very short. It's reconciling a checkbook and your discussions. And then your formative assessments, the concept overview videos I'm going to talk about just briefly here in a second, homework assignments and quizzes. Okay. The bottom line in this class, to do well in this class, you have to do all of your work and you have to stay on top of your schedule. Because once you fall behind, you're going to find it very, very difficult to catch back up again. Okay, as far as textbook and materials, again, I'm in this course information area. Okay. Right here, course information. Textbook and course materials, you do not have to buy anything for this class. You already have access to McGraw-Hill, the publisher's website Connect. You have the ebook. You do not need to purchase course materials. Okay, to register your account, you go into the reading assignment in week 1 and choose Go to My Connect section. Use only your Del Tech email address. Okay, you have access because you purchased this semester. You have access to Connect and McGraw-Hill, the ebook, for 540 days. That's part of the deal when you purchase it, so you can use it for Accounting 101 and also for Accounting 112, whether you take it next semester or in the fall. Okay, I think everything else here we've already looked at. Over here we have college resources. We have all kinds of information here about policy, support services, etc. So you want to check those out and read over them. Here's McGraw-Hill Connect. Here's some videos about accessing the information about McGraw-Hill, what it has to offer, the different types of assignments. There's a short video here, and then this takes you right into McGraw-Hill Connect, where you do your work. To show you that, I'm going to go into week 1. Everything's broken down to weeks, and it's open. The way we have it set up, you have a page, a web page, talking about what we're covering this week. So the first chapter is called Accounting and Business. So the instructor that creates the course, here you can click on this, and this will take you into the chapter. Okay, this will take you right into McGraw-Hill into the chapter. Okay, click launch, and you can go in here and use the ebook. Okay, so I'm going to launch this reading assignment as a student, and the book comes up. Okay, I also wanted to show you something called a cheat sheet, and I have links to this in each chapter I'll show you. But I went in and allowed you to have a link directly to this cheat sheet. At the end of every chapter, there's like 1 to 2 pages summarizing everything in the chapter for you. You can print these from the link I will show you. Okay, so it's kind of nice to have it sit next to you when you're doing your homework, for example. Okay. Let me back here into week 1. We try to set this up as user-friendly as possible. So this is the area where we were, Accounting and Business. It's a web page where we talk about the chapter for the week. We also have PowerPoints in here for every chapter for you to use to study and review. Again, you don't have to. Here's a concept overview video. This is like a pre-chapter assignment, okay, to kind of give you an idea what the chapter is about. Here's where you can click on the cheat sheet to download, and then you can print it. Okay, so I have it set up that you can download and actually print it, because the way it's set up from the publisher, you cannot print it from the ebook. It won't allow you to print them. We've added some videos, some additional resources. For example, this chapter, we have one called Why Do We Need Accounting from YouTube. Okay, we have some flashcards. I have some PowerPoint presentations that I've done in the past for my classes in accounting. Also, it's nice to look at those resources. Sometimes they make things a little bit easier for you to understand what's going on. In week 2, for example, I will show you, I have some videos, and I also have like besides the cheat sheet that the publisher provides and your PowerPoint, I have these 2 videos I've set here for you. A sheet you can print out for the rules of debits and credits, a little Quizlet for the type of account and normal balance. Again, some more flashcards. Anything that's going to help you to do well in this class, you want to utilize all these resources, okay? Because you never know what's going to help make the information click when you're using them. Now, when you go into the second area for each week, so this is week 2, we looked at this page. This is a web page with the information for the chapter. Here's your assignments for week 2. So for example, when I go to week 2, if I click on this homework assignment, for example, this is going to take me right into Connect after I hit launch, and it's going to show you the homework assignment, okay? Yeah. Every chapter of the homework is a different length. I will warn you, chapter 2 is a little bit longer. There are 12 questions. Some of these take some time. You have unlimited attempts on your homework. If you look, unlimited attempts, it's not timed. However, sometimes it takes some students longer to do the work. You want to make sure you understand the theory by doing the work. The grade then goes into your grade book, okay, over in D2L. It automatically migrates over. Here's a quiz for chapter 2. That is timed. Get about 20 to 30 minutes to complete it, maximum 30 minutes, 10 points, 1 attempt, okay? So anything for any assignments, when you see this blue, everything is linked. Again, all assignments except for the discussion boards are due by Saturday at the end of the day at 11:59 p.m. Okay? Let me see here. So every week, as you can see, we have everything listed over here. So if you click, for example, on week like, let's do week 15, which is the last week for your exam. Okay? Here again, we have a summary page telling you, give you some resources, and then here's your assignment, which would be that week would be the exam. When you click on this, it would take you in there. The exams are timed. You have 2 hours. Okay. The first exam, I will tell you, is covering 4 chapters. It's going to be worth more points because it covers more material. It's 200 points. It's 2 hours to complete. Okay. You want to make sure you only get 1 submission. So make sure you understand that you have all your materials together when you start, because once you get in there, you can't leave. Once you open it, that is your 1 attempt. There is no other attempt to be gotten. Okay. Pretty much summarizes everything that I wanted to say about the class. I did want to mention that you want to make sure if you have questions, you email me. As I said in my announcements and on our homepage. Here's our homepage. It's going to come up here, right here. You can just click on my email address and email me directly. I check my email every morning by 11 o'clock and again by 7 o'clock that evening. The first 2 weeks, I make sure I check it a couple times during the day so that students don't feel lost, because sometimes students feel, especially in the accounting classes, things get a little confusing, and students feel lost when they're doing online only. So I try to make sure I'm on top of it and answer within a couple hours to make sure everybody's getting into everything they need to get into for the semester. Looking forward to working with everyone. Please let me know if you have any questions, and perhaps I will see you for one of our get-together sessions on January 14th or 15th on Zoom. Thank you so much.